in October of 2022. I had a pretty sudden change in my health, and my health just continued to decline pretty quickly. And for a few months, I thought I need to keep fighting this. It'll turn around. We'll make it work. But then I started to realize that even if some of these things change, I don't think I'm going to have the quality of life that I want to be able to continue living in the ways that I want to. And a big part of that was to be able to continue to show love and express love in the way I want to, and surround myself with all the people I want to, and make art like I want to. So I made the difficult decision that I would apply for medical assistance in dying. Um, and I wanted to make sure I started that process really early on,
Mhm.
because as somebody uh, whose death was not reasonably foreseeable, which meant they could point to a specific date on when I would pass, um, I knew there would be roadblocks or speed bumps along the way in that application. And it took quite a few months and a lot of advocating for myself and a lot of the people around me advocating for me. But I have been approved for that process. Um, I haven't decided when I will carry that out yet. At this point, I'm kind of setting mini goals for myself.
Mhm.
So the next goal is to make it to the end of 2023, enjoy one more holiday season with all the people I love,
Mhm.
and then in January I'll reevaluate.
Oh,
Am I
right.
still at a place where I have the quality of life that I can be happy with, or is now the time to move on? Uh, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't be stuck in a place where I couldn't live the life that I wanted to be living, and didn't want to waste away in a certain sense. I
Mhm.
want to be able to live a life filled with love and surrounded by the people that I love. So I'd rather make the choice to not continue suffering alone, and to be able to go out and experience my final days filled with love, surrounded by the people I love. Um, so that's where I am in that process now.
Mhm.
Um, it's been a difficult process to navigate.
Mhm.
Again, putting myself back in a healthcare system that feels very dangerous at times, but I've
Mhm.
had so much love and support from the people around me.
Right.
And it's been a real gift to be able to have a lot of conversations with folks that it's so easy to avoid along the ways, the tough conversations. But this has really forced me to have all those conversations, to be honest with everybody, to really tell them how I feel and how much I appreciate everyone in my life and what they've meant for me. Um, and yeah, it's been really amazing to get to have those moments, and also to really think about what I want my final moments to look like, because not many of us get to make that choice for themselves.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I feel really honored to be able to plan my death in a certain way and experience it. Yeah, and to just have the chance to say everything I want to say, uh, and really feel all the love around me that all the people have shared in my life for so many years. Uh, yeah,
Mhm.
it's been such a gift. I've been surprised in sharing this openly because I thought for a long time about whether I would be public about my decision or not.
Mhm.
But I got to the point of realizing that it had been such a difficult path to navigate and such a lonely path to navigate, because for the first month or so of the application process, I had only shared it with my sister and one of my partners.
Mhm.
Um, and it was very lonely for me, but also very lonely for them that they couldn't lean on their entire system to
Right.
help hold them up through this. So I decided I wanted to be open with it publicly and share. in the hopes that for the next person it won't be as lonely of a process,
Mhm.
and that we normalize talking about death more,
Right.
and yeah, just have these conversations with the people that we love. Uh, so yeah, I did decide to be public about it, and I'm very glad that I've made that decision. I think in a way for me it would have been harder to stay silent about it and to not be able to share that joy with so many people. I think advocating is in my blood at this point. I've been doing it for so
Right.
long that it
Yeah.
feels natural to continue to do it with my death as well.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, and you really by being open about it too, you're allowing other people to absorb, think about it, feel into it. Um, there isn't a right or wrong answer. Obviously, everybody would have a different approach. Yeah.
And since I've been public, I've one really surprising thing for me is the number of people who have reached out and shared that they've have a family member or friend who has experienced MAID as well or gone through the MAID process as well. Um, Especially in the disability community, there are so many folks that I've lost in the last few years that I did not realize was connected to MAID, that they had made the choice themselves. Um, and to be able to have that conversation for one, um, just openly about why it is that so many people in the disability community are choosing this route. I think that's something that's really important and needs to happen. But
Mhm.
also to be able to support one another in having those conversations while we're still here and alive. Um, and it makes me feel a little less lonely as well to know that I'm not the only one who's traveled this path. There's so many friends and ancestors who have taken this journey before me. Um, yeah, it makes it feel less lonely.
I think that's such an important part of our feeling like we're a real human being is that we have really honest relationships. I mean, with ourselves
Mhm.
uh, and with other people, and that we can take that risk to say, this is what's going on with me. This is my experience. To
Yeah,
really accept other people for who they are as well, and to honor all of the gifts, and for you to be able to be in connection now with people who are saying, "This is what you mean to me,"
yeah.
and this is what our connection how I value our connection.
Mhm.
That wouldn't have been possible otherwise either.
No, no.
Yeah.
To have the gift of not having to wonder how it's going to end anymore, because
Mm,
since I was a teenager, I knew that I would die a slow and painful death at some point. I had a degenerative condition. I knew it was coming. It was just always a question of when and how.
yeah.
And to now have the comfort of knowing that I'm going to get to go in a comfortable bed surrounded by all of my partners and family and friends, who all want to be there and hold my hand. Um, yeah, is such an amazing gift and comfort to not have to wonder anymore and not have to worry about the loneliness and suffering anymore.